Boys, we are back. Still don't have a way to start off these videos. Doesn't matter. We're here to just get the information beamed straight into your brain. This is the gameplay money guide. If you're into the Hideout Warrior stuff, hey, power to you. You're buying up our items. We love you. Okay? Keep grinding. If you're into crafting, power to you. I'm buying off you. Okay? All that stuff is great. This video is not that. This video is telling you how to generate currency from gameplay via realized gains and unrealized gains. It's my opinions. We put them into practice every day. We've financed a pretty insane character here. We've got a nice little tangle tongue. I think we bought this off of a viewer. Nice little ring here. Nice little ring here. Nice little ring here. Nice little chest piece. Nice little helmet. Some crazy gloves, decent boots, and a sacred flame. All in all, the character's pretty expensive, and we gotta be affording this somehow. And let me tell you, I'm not crafting, okay? Not crafting. I'm definitely not doing the Hideout Warrior stuff. I don't buy items and flip them. I don't care to do that. Not the biggest fan of the trade website. Not the biggest fan of the Hideout. I genuinely think that the Hideout is lava. I try to avoid being in Hideout as much as I can. I like interacting with the game. That's how I like to play. And I don't care how less efficient it is compared to flipping items all day. I want to make money, currency, whatever you want to call it, from gameplay. That's all I know. I'm not an expert in any of those other things. I've never used an Omen of Whittling on one of my own items. Okay? I don't check the margins and do any of that. None of that. None of that is happening here. If you watch the stream, you see we go up and down Divine every day. Sometimes we're at 0, and then in 2 days we're at 150, and then we drop back down to 46, and tomorrow we'll be at 65. The days fluctuate, they're random. I still play the game with fun in mind, but there's nothing wrong with keeping track of your progress, and yeah, don't let anybody tell you how to play the video game, first and foremost. We're a big believer in do what the heck you want to do, okay? I'd use a curse word to appear more authentic, but I can't curse at the start of these videos or they get demonetized, alright? And these are too much hard work is going on here. So, intro out of the way. It's time. We're just going to go over all the important stuff. The things that I value in my character and in my gameplay. Clear speed, move speed, which is kind of the same thing, they're parallel to each other, and efficiency and downtime. Those are the only things I'm worried about. I get my maps pre-cooked. Sometimes I'll say, dude, I really don't want to craft these maps, dude, and I'll cry like a little baby, and I might buy them off of a viewer, okay? I'm going to be completely transparent. If you're not in a position like that, which most of you probably aren't, you probably don't want to run a stream or do anything like that, hey, TFT is your friend. I can't be bothered to open up that god-forsaken Discord. It makes me sick, just like the trade website makes me sick. And if I'm really lazy, I'll just buy maps off trade. Yeah, but if you want further evidence of that, this is my map tab. I cannot be bothered to go through these and slam them. It's not a currency issue, it's just whenever I'm playing the game I'm on stream, I just don't want to do it. And then I take my good maps whenever I do get them, and I hide them away in a tab like this and price them at a Divine in case somebody wants to snag a map off me. These are the ones I'm going to be running. This is what I'm looking for on maps. We'll talk about maps first because it's like everybody's preferred gameplay loop from my anecdotal experience of listening to chat, reading comments. People want to know how to juice maps. This is my perfect map for how I'm juicing them. I want rarity. I want increased number of rare monsters. I want pack size. I don't care about the suffixes. If I've got them, I'll slam them with paranoia. If I don't have paranoia, I'll slam them with guilt. I'm not really all too worried about making the perfect map or the perfect atlas. This is what an average map would look like for me. My towers I'm juicing with between 18 and 25% quant. Any more, any less. Any less is kind of noticeable, but I get all of the rarity from the Waystone and my character. If you're curious as to what my character's rarity is, 113%. All of the rarity is coming from the Waystone and the character. All of the quant is coming from the map, and I'm juicing the maps with quantity, increased rare monsters, okay? Occasionally I'll put in those special tablets, the unique ones that let you jump from tower to tower, so I don't have to path to get to these towers. I've recently been trying that new tablet that lets you run irradiated maps twice. That was 2 div. I bought that. You can also get it in a ritual window if you're a lucky duck, or drop it randomly. But as far as mapping goes, always carry a stack of currency with you in your maps. These are for your strong boxes. So I'll just go here and I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll have my maps moved over here so they're not in the way of things. I keep them on the left side because the left side is closest to the gameplay, right? So you can go Valorb here and then press it on your essence. You can go Alchemy here, press it on your strongbox. You guys know how that works. Strongboxes are a decent amount of little income from your maps. All I care about when I'm playing maps is my maps completed per hour. I don't care about, okay, I gotta read this, and this one's 19% quant, so I gotta go get one that's got quant on it. Like this one, it's got an extra 11% to boost. I don't care. Okay? Maps per hour. Do as many maps as you can per hour. I don't even read what the map is. I would just insert this one and go. I don't care. I know that if it's within juice range of my little tower setup right here, that it's good. And yeah, obviously they all vary by low percentages. Like these ones have more increased rare monsters than the other ones, and they have less quantity. It doesn't matter. Just slam the maps, go, 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 go. Play the video game, interact with the video game, have fun with that nice expensive character that you put all that currency into. Destroy the content. Have fun, have fun, have fun. But we'll get hyper specific now. We'll pull up the atlas. This is the atlas we rock when our maps are juiced. Okay, we pick up all the shrine stuff. If people are like, dude, why do you run shrines? First of all, 2 reasons, okay? Ignore the fact that we have 38 points here. We've been bugged since the league came out. We can't get these extra 2 points. It's really annoying. No matter how many times we complete the unique maps, it's just cooked. Ignore, okay? These make your mapping experience twice as fast. Picking up a haste shrine makes my mapping experience 4 times as fast, okay? If you get a Seeking Shrine, which is the rarity one, I don't care what is on my screen. I'm just blasting to all the little monster icons and killing every rare monster I can, so long as I have that shrine procced. Caution to the wind, risking the XP bar. Don't care, okay? Breach, pretty solid. Breach is pretty good right now. I don't specifically juice for Breach. If you've got pack size on the map, Breach is insane. A Breach with this map would be insane. You get rare monsters out the culo. The pack size within the Breach is really dense. On certain maps, it's very good. All the same maps as before. Savannah, Rust Bowl. Dude, even Crypt is like not the worst now because it got changed. All of the maps are good with Breach. Breach is never bad to have. When I'm juicing my precursor tablets on my towers, I try to make sure that there's 2 things, Ritual and Breach. Delirium is useless because our maps are instilled, so we're not walking through mirrors, so some of these nodes are pointless. They used to be bugged. They're actually not bugged anymore, but these are the nodes we have for that. Really, honestly, it's irrelevant. It doesn't matter. It's just simulacrum splinters. Simulacrum splinters equal simulacrum. Simulacrums equal emotions. Those are actually really good currency too. We're going to talk about them later. Expedition, not the biggest fan. Expedition is good money. Do I play Expedition here and there? Do I view it as a avenue to make currency? Yeah, sure, I guess. Do I want to play it all day? Absolutely not. So, what does that mean? Big bomb, baby. We rock that big bomb within the maps. You put this big bomb down, you don't got to read anything, okay? As long as it doesn't say immune to fizz, immune to lightning. I don't even care about the lightning anymore. As long as it doesn't say immune to fizz, we're putting that big bomb down. We're looking for terms like anytime it says the word logbook, I don't care if it says from chest, from runic monster. If it says logbook, I'm putting the bomb over it, okay? Once I get the logbooks, I'll show you what I do with them. They sit in my inventory because I don't think it's fun. There's probably who knows how many divine worth of whatever these are called. I got one of them earlier. Olras Resolve. I don't know how many are sitting behind these logbooks, but am I going to run them? Probably not. Am I going to run them off stream? Definitely not. If somebody said, hey bro, you should run some logbooks. I'm trying to watch some of that content. Maybe I go for it. Don't know. Really don't like the content. It's not my preferred way to make currency in the game. somebody out there is going to be like, bro, trust me, Expedition is the greatest thing ever. Listen, have your fun. Just be happy. We're not in competition with each other, little buddy. Because if I was running Expedition, I'd be printing. No, I'm just kidding. But Expedition is chill. Logbooks are chill. I can't vouch for the currency because I don't play them. I'll just be completely transparent. Ritual, on the other hand, goatified. Okay? We took off this node here. We snagged these ones. Yeah, Ritual just prints money. I don't know how to explain it. Outside of that, the more maps you run, the more ritual windows you see. The more ritual windows you see, the more omens you get. The more omens you get, the more currency you make. There's a lot of one guy-itis. Like, one guy will say, well, in my rituals, I don't make any money. And then another guy will say, in my rituals, I'm a multi-billionaire like Jeff Bezos. It's all RNG, okay? You can't control what's in the ritual window. The only thing I can recommend is that you just defer. I wouldn't roll into an empty page if you don't have 2,000 ritual favors, okay? Also, if you were expecting gameplay behind this, too bad, so sad, buddy, okay? We're making a video that's about information. If you want to go see the build in action, we've got plenty of videos going crazy. If you don't trust my takes, hey, I'm going to get rich regardless. I'm not worried about it. I'm having fun every day. But don't roll into a third page of ritual if you can't afford to defer an expensive omen. The amount of times I said, dude, do I press this reroll button right now and I've only got 1,700? I'm not going to get an omen. And I reroll into that omen and then I can't afford to defer it. Or I reroll into a divine that's worth 4,000 and I don't even have 400 points. Just because I wanted to see the little funny, silly last page. Just don't do it to your soul, okay? Once you've watched 5-6 whittlings just burn into thin air, the erasures just burn into thin air, please don't do it. Don't re-roll that last page unless you can afford to defer something that costs 15-20,000, which would be 10 to 15% of what its actual cost is. Don't remember. But there's an alternative atlas tree that we run. If you pull up to the stream, I can probably put it in the description if I remember. We're not taking these nodes up here, and we're actually going full strongbox. If you're pathing towards your towers, full strongbox isn't actually bad. It's just money on the way there, because what's the point of juicing all this rarity and all this quant and all this precursor influence increase stuff when like your map isn't juiced? Like we're not running rarity maps on this map over here, right? Like we don't care. So in these pathway maps, you can actually respec your atlas for a little bit of gold and just try to benefit from strong boxes. But yeah, that's the TLDR for maps. Just gonna keep it brief. Yeah. Usually this is content that I would rag on. If you're an OG in the channel, you know I used to rip maps to shreds because they were bad. Oh, also, another thing, cleanse corrupted zones. If you've got towers around a corrupted zone, there's no harm in cleansing it. Cleansed maps can also get +1 to monster level of area. Why is that worded like that? That looks horrible. And the reason that we cleanse instead of running them corrupted is because because they drop fractured orbs, and fractured orbs are worth like 1/3 of a div, and that's just not in the loot pool for corrupted maps. So keep that in mind. Also, if you cleanse these zones, I'm pretty sure it rerolls these mods, so if you want to run the ones that have +1 monster level before you go to the Nexus, then make sure you do that. But when they're all cleansed, they can actually roll 2 +1 monster level, so keep that in mind. But I don't think you can get the mods like imprison monsters in your map have 13%. Like, I don't think you can get that bottom mod on this one, on a cleansed map. But just know we're doing it for fractured orbs. So yeah, that was another thing I wanted to throw out. But to get back on track, I used to flame maps. Since the update, I actually was making really good money before the update in maps, but it wasn't time efficient. I was making good money in the sense that I'd look at my currency tab at the end of the play session and I'd be up 12, 13 div, but it was kind of like, oh, I sold an item for 3 div in the meantime, and I didn't really drop all that much raw currency. I've had days where I've dropped 5 raw div. I've had days where I've dropped 3 raw div. I had a day where I dropped 7 raw div, and I'm like, okay, well, sun shining on my character, I guess. And the variance is what I don't like. And a lot of the money you're going to make from maps isn't even from raw currency drops. It's going to be from like stupid little items like these that you sell for between 1 and 50 div, right? How many items do we have in here that are like worth about a div or worth about 2 divs? And yeah, that's where a lot of the money comes from. It's unrealized gains. That term might not mean anything to you. Basically, an unrealized gain is something sitting in your stash that needs a human being to sell. Like it, as far as I'm concerned, these 45 Exalt gloves that might not even be worth 45 Exalt, they are worthless if they're sitting in my stash not doing anything. Now, this is a good segue to talk about things that are snapping my fingers, drawing a blank, that are realized gains, right? Trial of Chaos. Anything that involves Alva is a realized gain. It is one button press away. You go like this, and then you go see, oh, what are the soul cores going for? Let's look at the best one, 162 Exalt. What's the drop rate of this? Oh, 1 in 16. How many floors are giving cores within the Trial of Chaos? 3 out of the 10 floors. Okay, that's great. I like my odds. You can look at other ones. This, by the way, this one's no longer that crazy. It's only 20. This is some of the best money in the game for your hour. For an hour played, that one's worth 14.15. Where's the other good one? This one is worth 68. Running Trial of Chaos is a literal money printer. And the reason it is still a money printer is because people don't like the content. And if you care about currency, you clicked on this video. If you don't care about currency, why are you still listening? Maybe you just like my voice. Doesn't matter to me. Listen, little buddy. Get in Trial of Chaos. We made 36 div in 2 days before the rarity buff. Okay, before this update that everyone was begging for. 36 div in 2 days. 0 sale from items. We sold 0 items. 36 div, 2 days. And play session number 1 was like 9 hours, 30 minutes. Play session number 2 was like 10 hours. And the minimum floor that you're going to make in 10 Trial of Chaos runs. So all we do is we go here, we find our Trials tab, we've got one that's got more stuff in it, and I search 80 like this, and I take out all of the ultimatums that are 80. And I'll run 10 in a row, and then I will sell it all at once to Alva for currency. And yeah, the minimum floor you can make, the worst money you can make if you're the unluckiest guy ever. The worst money I've ever walked away with is 4.5 div for 10 runs. And if you knew how long 10 runs took on this build, it's probably around, while reading chat, not hyper fixated on doing it as optimally as possible, it's probably around, I gotta go on D&D, sorry Yante, maybe like 2 hours, somewhere between an hour 45 minutes and 2 hours 30 minutes if we're like really dragging our feet. If we're making sales in between, whatnot, people are inviting us, people want us to corrupt their items on stream, whatever. The point is, that's better money than your maps. I don't care what maps you're running, I don't care how lucky you are. If I run 100 Trials of Chaos and it takes me however much time and you ran maps that whole time, I am mogging your currency, period. I'm not listening to any rebuttal because I do it every day, and I will then take another day and run maps every day. I'm not being that guy that's like, bro, just trust me. Please, just do it yourself. You don't have to listen to me. Or show up to the stream and ask anybody. What are they going to tell you? Dude, Trial of Chaos is legit the money printer, but it's boring as hell. That's what they're going to say. I'm just being completely transparent. But we're not fighting the boss, okay? We're just doing the 10 floors and selling all of it after 10 runs to Alva for Exalt. Then we are converting the Exalt into div. And yeah, if you can stomach Trial of Chaos, it's some of the best money in the game, and the gains are realized. You don't have to trade with anybody. You don't even need to have tabs, like currency tabs, that you can sell out of. Like public tabs, you don't even need those. It is legit the money glitch. I'm not kidding. Alright, segue from that. Also, fighting the Trial Master is gambling. I'm not going to tell you not to gamble. That's really fun. Adorned, last time I checked, was like 19 div. I don't remember what the cost to run the boss key, like the full 3 fragments was, but we did the math and you had to be above rate to make money, and I can't in good faith recommend that you guys go do that because that is gambling and you're trying to make money, not gamble. If you want to make money gambling, go buy a bunch of Tangle Tongues off trade and shoot your dice. But Trial Master, bad EV, okay? The soul cores, if you're lucky, will dampen the blow from how much currency you're burning trying to get an adorned to sell it unID'd. And if you're really a gambler, you get the adorned, and instead of selling it unidentified, you identify it and you let your nuts hang. Hey, power to you, bro, but I'm not running 10 trials with a 2% drop rate or a sub 2% drop rate for an adorned in a league where the adorned is nerfed and there's half the jewel slots there used to be. Just to gamble it on a 1 in 100. I'm not doing that. It's got to be over like 85 to be good nowadays. So don't do it, or do it. Fuck it. I can't tell you what to do. All right, Secamus. If you're looking at this jewel tab and you're like, "What is wrong with this freak? What 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 is wrong with this freak?" And yeah, that's all we got for jewels. The point is, we run Secamus for jewels, and this serves as a passive income. I run just enough Secamus to not have to play it anymore. I will just take these tabs, and I'll be like, oh, these have been listed for a while. They were at 85, now they're at 75. Awesome. The second I reset my instance, all of these things will get relisted on trade. We're selling them in bulk. I slam them all the way. I don't read them at all. I literally have no idea what any of these are. I have not sat here and read a single one of these gems. If they're in an expensive tab, like this 1 div or 125 exalt tab, before somebody tries to buy it off me, I might hit a little price check on it, and I might say, okay, this is completely overpriced, or this guy's trying to rob me, I price it too low. This is never going to sell out of a 125 exalt tab because this random jewel that I picked just happens to be horrible. And do I care? No. Do I have the stash space to let it sit here for a while? Yes. Am I going to drop the price tomorrow on all these tabs when they don't sell? Yes. Once they hit 30 exalt, because I just keep lowering the price over and over and over, guess what? Reforging bench time, okay? I am too lazy to do the reforging bench thing. Eventually I'll have to because these tabs are getting pretty full. In fact, I think I literally have no more space for them. And yeah, then will come time to do that. But all I'm doing is getting keys. I run the trials. I pick up keys the entire trial. I don't care about afflictions. I don't care about boons. My character is broken, overpowered. I can kill the boss in 1 click. I just need to get into that final boss room with enough keys to buy every single time lost spectrum and royal chest. I don't care about anything else. In fact, let me rephrase that. Spectrum, time lost, royal, in that order. Sometimes I am not kidding. This is going to sound absurd. If you haven't ran these, you get between 50 and 75 is the most I've gotten. I could have gotten 78, I think, assuming they dropped 4 to 5 jewels from them every time. If I had the extra key, but I didn't, you can literally walk away with 75 jewels from one trial. That is not a joke. That is not a joke. You can pick up the silver keys in the earlier trials and in the rooms that connect, like the end of floor 1, the end of floor 2, the end of floor 3. You can get the royal chests from there, the silver ones. I always make sure I go into the 4th floor with 1 gold key, just so I can afford these. If I get to that boss room and I kill that boss and I walk into that chest section and I don't have a gold key and there's a spectrum chest there, my heart sinks, okay? Because that could have been 10 div on the other side. There could have been a ruby in there. So, Secamus is gross, but just know that these are unrealized gains. These jewels, as they sit in this stash tab, are worth literally nothing until someone buys them. And if you see the little holes in here, well, honestly, we just refilled them all. Trust me, bro. But whenever you see like holes, it's because somebody bought them. And they just buy them periodically throughout the day. Also, I don't run Desperate Alliance. Desperate Alliance vases are a gamble. I sell them. I think those 2 that I have in the stash tab I have not listed right now, or they're in a tab that I can't sell out of. Yeah, they're not listed. Sell these for a div. Against the Darkness drops ID'd now. You can't sell them in bulk anymore, and it's like damn near useless for like a lot of the builds in the game. The only ones that are like super duper crazy are yeah, you're just gambling. I don't know how to explain it. You can get % damage on them, they're nice. You can probably get chaos res on them, they might be nice. Most of the time they sell for just about what a Vase Relic would have been, and you're making your trial difficult for no reason. I can't recommend that you gamble to make money. We care about making guaranteed money. and we gamble for fun when we're rich. But yeah, just make sure you do the fastest floors possible. Again, this is all a game of hours, right? If you got 2 kids running around, little rugrats, you got to tuck them in bed every night at the same time, and you've only got 3 hours to play after work. You're trying to do as many trials as you can in a short period of time. You're not dragging your feet. You're not lollygagging. You want your character to be strong. You enjoy the video game. You take time out of your day to play it. Be efficient. There's no shame in being efficient. Let's be honest. If you're playing this game, you're a nerd. Okay? We're all nerds. Embrace it. You don't need to whip out the spreadsheet and go, 0 dark 30 on the video game, but have your fun. Run them as quick as you can. Sell these as you drop them. Anytime you do a trial and you walk away with a div, are you going to complain? No. So whenever you see the Vase Relic, you should see a Divine Orb in your head, because that's what they sell for. And yeah, Simulacrum, pretty solid. It pays for itself almost every time. They were at like 70 earlier, and then I appraised the price of everything I got from like 3 or 4, and they massively profited. The main thing that they give is like tiered items. Okay, they're at 100 now. I still think they're good. People might be catching on, but they drop tiered items, and pretty often you'll get like a perfect jeweler's orb, a raw div here and there, skill gems. Let's see if we have any to substantiate the claims. Yeah, from the last like 4 that we ran, we got 2 skill gems. You can get spirit gems too. These are price fixed so hard I don't even know what they're worth anymore. I just throw them into my skills. Simulacrum is good, but it's rippy. It's rippy content. I think they nerfed it. Could be wrong. They might have just nerfed Delirium and maps. I don't care. My character is strong enough to do it, so I'll speak on it. But I wouldn't recommend that you guys all go run Sims, because if your character is dying, that means you're wasting time. And again, what do we care about? Efficiency. So take it with a grain of salt. Run Simulacrums. If you're running my build with a 40k tooltip, you mog them. You destroy it. A tier 4 is light work for you. But I don't know what other builds are hitting for. I don't know what your sustainability is looking like. I don't know if the modifiers affect you. I don't even read what's in the modifier window in The Sims. But yeah, they're dirt cheap. They always pay for themselves. I run them as they get them. I'm not buying them, by the way. I'm getting them from maps via splinters and running them like that. What else? The good emotions are also worth money. The flask isn't worth anything anymore. I've sold a Megalo for 17 div. I sold another Megalo for 32 div that had Jack of all trades on it. I sold another one for like 6. And I think I have the other one sitting in my tab somewhere. But yeah, they're pretty good. Yeah, we'll talk about Breachstones. Breachstones, kind of a similar thing. The currency that you get from Breachstones is not really all that crazy. It's really hard to price the diamond as well. I have it somewhere. I've got 2 of them. One of them is really bad. Yeah, this one's horrible, very small ring, and this one's massive. And I've seen these going from everywhere between like 17 and 5 div. I have no idea what they're worth. If you price check them, they're all over the place. I'm not even going to pop out the trade window because there's no point. But Hawas, we've gotten a pair of Hawas. Don't know what these go for anymore. Probably not that much if I had to guess. Yeah, this paid for itself if you were to just sell the Hawa. The Hawa is about the cost of a Breachstone. But what Breachstones do drop as well, tiered items. Tiered items can sell for a lot if you get lucky. They're pretty much gambling, but they're free. So we don't really care, because if you're playing maps, you've got Breachstones. If I just search the word breach, I'm sure we have like 20 just hiding in our tabs somewhere. There's the splinters. Where are we at? Where are we at? Where are we at? Just to give you a reference of how many we have. Yeah, we've got them just all over the place. When I'm bored, I go run them. But yeah, Breachstones are aight. They're aight. Am I expecting to make any money when I do? No. Are they fun? Yes. Is that a joke? Kinda. But yeah, if you can get into the boss room with frenzy charges, by the way, on any of these builds that run frenzy charges, you one tap them, and if you like crafting, you can get breach rings. Again, this isn't a video teaching you how to craft. I don't even bother, by the way. But yeah, keep that in mind. Now, Audience of the King, very good. You get the diamonds. It's a little bit of a gamble. A good InGen will sell. We hang on to all of ours. We're going to corrupt them all for a video. Ha ha ha. And here's another little spoiler of what we're doing for another video. But Yeah, Audience of the King is pretty chill. We have a Mind Over Matter one that we got that's pretty good. They're also really cheap, and you pretty much get them for free just by playing Ritual. They're like 40 exalt anyways. So this isn't a go throw all of your currency at content and figure out how to make profits doing it. This is a you're playing the video game, and I'm teaching you the best ways to make money while playing the video game. That means I'm not going to Alva and buying these things to run them. I'm just dropping them and running them, and I'm telling you what my anecdotal experience is. But yeah, as far as that goes, anything else off the top of my dome? There's a way to juice maps with bosses where you instill them with spirits and extra modifiers. I've heard that's pretty good. Can't vouch for it. Haven't done it personally. What else? What else? What else? Essences are chill. I just hit them with a corruption. A lot of them aren't worth very much. But yeah, that's my findings. Again, in the pecking order that I'd rank things, Sekimus is really weird, but I would put it at 2. I'd put Trial of Chaos at 1. I'd put Sec at 2 just because you can get lucky, but the gains are unrealized. And then I'd put Mapping at 3. Whenever people talk about how efficient mapping is, they'll refer to something like a Rarity Bot, which is a non sequitur. They'll refer to Party Play, which is a non sequitur. And they forget or neglect to mention how long it takes to actually juice maps if you're not using the tower that lets you jump from tower to tower to tower. By the way, that's really good. If I think I did it on this one, and I caught, 2 towers, and then I was 2 maps away from this one. So that precursor tablet's really good. But setting up maps takes a long time. It does. I don't care how good, strong, whatever your character is. It's like doing homework. It feels like doing homework, and then you get to play outside. And playing outside is running your map. In a perfect world, none of us ever have to create any waystones, and we just run juiced maps all day. Unfortunately, that's not the game. They need to hook you somehow and keep you in the gameplay loop. But I don't want to ramble on for too long. Maps are good. They're overrated. I have a faster character than all of you, okay? Maps are not the greatest thing since sliced bread. But they are nice and they're fun. And sometimes you need a stern talking to, you know? Sometimes you need someone to say, listen, Trial of Chaos is better. Because it is. It really is. But obviously, hey, you could get lucky in maps. You could drop an Astro Menace and be like, well, actually, I dropped an Astro Menace 2 times and a Headhunter as well. You can get lucky and, just don't forget to mention that you're lucky and you're one guy. And that's called one guy syndrome or one guy-itis. And as a content creator, I can't be telling people to go chase the leprechaun at the end of the rainbow and say, just get lucky, bro. That's what I did, lol. Just go get lucky, bro. Trial of Chaos will guaranteed make you money. Playing maps might get you lucky. There's not a lot of luck in Trial of Chaos, but hey, you can drop raw divs too, just like you can in maps. And there's a modifier, by the way, I should have mentioned earlier, that you should always take in Trial of Chaos, and it's the one that spawns 30% more rares, and monsters have an additional modifier. Also, don't take Volatile Fiends. It is percent-based damage. It will kill you. The rest of those, take them at your own risk. You all play different characters. The Corrupted Blood Pyramid is kind of iffy. I wouldn't take that one if you are a noob or bad at dodging. But what else? Yeah, so if you made it this far in the video, you just got some extra swag that I forgot to mention. But yeah, that's all I can think of. I don't want this video to be a billion trillion hours long. Strong boxes, the researchers ones are good. The large ones, the regular ones that just say strong box and ornate, all those can drop currency. Armorers and blacksmiths are gambling mid. Armorers is armor, blacksmiths is weapons. Everybody that's using weapons on a Tangle Tongue or a wand that you're not going to drop out of a strong box, so keep that in mind. And yeah, I'm not going to say trust me, but just know that I'm speaking with authority because I know what I'm talking about. I've got a disgusting, embarrassing even amount of hours playing this game. There's 1,829 hours in your face. Bam! I know what I'm talking about. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for the support. We just applied for partner on Twitch. If we get it, we're doing a subathon, 24-hour stream, something crazy, something cool, variety, I don't know, whatever. But thank you guys all so much for the support. Thanks for the love. It's really an honor. I'm not kidding. I'm not trying to get all sentimental and heartfelt. To be able to make content like this and have a legitimate community of people that care about the video game and are like-minded is a fucking honor, and it's a blessing. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Real shit. Real shit. But thank you, boys. You be safe. As always, thank you for watching. And we're live every day, baby. Every single day we're live. But you guys have a good night. or morning, wherever it is you are in the world. Peace.